welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. I'm talking right now with Mike Brenner, calling in remotely from Las Vegas. This is the MLB Odds Couple show for Tuesday, May 2nd. Mike Brenner and I, of course, give our official MLB plays every morning in our live show, and then twice a week we update our records and take a look ahead to the upcoming series. Mike Brenner, I'm on a bit of a hot streak in MLB right now, so I'm feeling good in general about my opinions. I'll tell you that.
Well, you should, Pete. And with all due respect, my hat's off to you. You know, I don't think the viewers hear enough how consistent you are. Yeah. You never gloat when you win. You never get too down when you lose, and you own it. And that's what I do as well. But, Pete, my hat's off to you because this is your time of year. This is when you shine. And yesterday, even though we're talking baseball, I want our viewers to know the odds couple was 7-0 on the board in NBA playoffs. Yeah. We're picking up steam. We're picking up momentum. But great job to you all around, and thanks for carrying the torch in Costa Rica. Why I'm out here in Las Vegas.
Sure, absolutely. Just keep updating us with the wacky adventures that you go on, and hit us up with whatever micro videos you can on Twitter and everything. Yeah. And we all really appreciate it, Mike Brenner. All right, so.
Real quick, I'm going to take a step out of the norm because this is kind of a really cool moment. I'm wearing a Philadelphia Phillies shirt. You know I'm from Philadelphia. I showed a picture a couple weeks ago, me and Darren Dalton that used to play with the Phillies, a good friend of mine since I was young. Well, the year that they didn't have the World Series, 1994, Darren, that's when that picture was taken in North Carolina on that trout stream. Darren was at our house, and we were having a big family dinner, and my dad was asking him about, he was just fed up with overpaid athletes and all of that. Well, Darren said specifically, hey, this is the only year there's never been that there will not be a World Series. He hand-signed the ball. He then took it back, had every player on the Phillies in 94 sign this ball. My father, who was my nephew who's filming this, it was his grandfather, my father, gave him this ball. And this is a dedication to my father today on camera, Duke. My dad's name is Duke. And I love you, Duke. This is for you. So with that being said, Pete, let's rock and roll this show. Let's keep that Pistol Pete momentum going in MLB.
All right. Sounds awesome, Mike Brenner. All right. Well, looking over the series that are coming up, I'll tell you what. First of all, Texas is playing Houston, right? Now, Texas, because a lot of times this time of year, there's some teams that have had extreme results, either positive or negative, and Texas is a team that's had extreme negative results, right? They're in the bottom 5 in the money standings in baseball. Houston has been a double-digit profitability, as a lot of people expected. They're getting they're a big favorite most games. They're getting highly valued, but still not quite as highly valued as they should be. And I'm thinking in this series, it will continue. I do think that Houston will continue to be a good bet here against Texas. Kind of a good sign is that the starting pitching in these games is kind of a wash. You got Nick Martinez against Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's actually been doing well. He had 12 strikeouts in his last game, but even if he's just mediocre, it's still kind of a wash with Martinez. And then on Thursday, A.J. Griffin and Musgrove, and that's kind of a wash as well. 2 mediocre pitchers. And I think that the lineup edge that Houston has here is going to make a big difference in this series. And I think there'll be a good bet in all 3 games tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday.
I like your breakdown on that, Pete. Mm-hmm. Again, you know how to zone in on pitching. And Morton, as you said, has been very serviceable. Yeah. But I got news for you. 12 strikeouts in MLB, that's no fluke. That kid's on a roll. He'd probably keep that momentum going. My question, and also my answer for maybe the lack of production offensively for Houston, is Jose Altuve. How is he doing? Do you know anything on his health? Because if they're fully healthy in this series, I like him on the series for the whole, taking them for the full series.
Yeah, I believe he's in the lineup and fully healthy. So yeah, I'm leaning Houston there for sure, despite the fact that they will be a significant favorite. But because they're not going to have any huge name starting pitchers in this series, they probably won't be in the stratosphere, which is where things can get iffy. And then same kind of deal with Toronto and the Yankees, right? Toronto is still bottom team in the MLB in the money standings in MLB, and the Yankees are still top 5. And CC Sabathia always a little bit questionable. We'll see what the line is when that line comes out tomorrow. He's starting on Wednesday. But and he's going up against Marcus Stroman, so that's a game where maybe I'd be less inclined to take the Yankees. I like them tonight, and probably tomorrow they'll still have value despite the fact that it's Stroman against Sabathia, just because the starting pitching matchup will keep the line very modest.
You know what, Pete? I love this. I'm so glad we're back into year 2 with baseball, since we've been doing the odds couple. Here's the thing. Toronto, I had a good feel for him last year. Early this year, you had a really good feel because of what's happening offensively. Stroman, he's a horse when he needs to be. All right, early on when we did our futures video, I said Yankees was my dark horse. CC Sabathia is going on 2 on his 3rd year of sobriety. It's changed his life. He just keeps showing up. And until proven otherwise, I would have a hard time trusting Toronto's bats right now, even with Stroman on the mound. I think a sharp bet here because of the strength of the Yankees bullpen and the lack of a bullpen for Toronto. Second half, baby. I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to go out on the limb here, and I'm going to take the Yankees, all right, for the whole series on the second half. I'm not kidding, Pete.
No, you're right. You might be quite accurate there. Yeah, CC Sabathia does keep showing up. Another guy who just keeps showing up is Jared Weaver, and I'll tell you what, I'm not a believer in him. He's going to be starting at home on Wednesday against Colorado. Colorado has Senzatella, a youngster who's had some ups and downs, but Colorado, of course, has been very profitable this year. San Diego has been unprofitable, but not as terrible as some people were expecting. But still, they have been overvalued, despite the fact they've been a bad team. Colorado, again, top 5 in the money standings, and I think that on Wednesday, there are going to be ways to bet Colorado, maybe on the first 5 innings, maybe on the team total over, and maybe just on the -1 line that will have some value. I'm fading Jeff Weaver again on Wednesday, Mike Brenner.
You know what? And you brought up and you said Jeff Weaver. That was his brother back in the day.
Oh, did I? Okay, no, sorry, Jared Weaver.
I love it. But you know what? Jared Weaver is soon going to be what you and I put him in. That was that category with the guy that was pitching Tim Lincecum from the Giants. I still think it's going to happen. And he's about ready. He's getting tired. His pitch count is a little higher than expected. And I got a feeling the bats are going to light him up. Colorado is as confident on the road as they are at home. In their minds, they're at Coors Field. So with that being said, I love your breakdown. Good stuff, Pistol. I wouldn't even think about pulling you off that ledge.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking about Colorado on Thursday as well. Kyle Freeland is a lefty who's gotten some good results. Perdomo is starting for San Diego. He has some nice stuff, but he is coming off of that shoulder injury, and even if he's fully back and throws a good start here, Colorado might still be a decent bet here because they're not going to be a massive favorite. They'll be a modest favorite, but it's not going to be anything crazy. So I'm going to be leaning Colorado both on Wednesday and on Thursday, and I guess that's about it. There's a lot of other interesting matchups. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. Of course, Greinke and Max Scherzer going head-to-head in Arizona, Washington.
You know what? I got to cut you off
because
if our viewers knew you the way that I do, you're going to have a whole hell of a lot to think about because you're Captain Crunch for a reason. You're going to break these numbers down.
Of course.
And here's a little tribute to Judge Joe Hornick that called me the other day and said, you know what? I'm still on that fade San Diego train. I think at the end that train's going to crash. So I liked his breakdown as well. Pistol Pete, you know it. I'm going to put baseball down for a little bit. I'm going to pay attention to a few marquee games, but I'm focusing on what I do every year. You know that. So I want you to carry that ticket, cash, and torch for us, representing MLB for the Odds Couple.
No
Can
question.
you do it?
Maybe I'll tell you, maybe you can tail some of my picks or even all of them. Yeah, San Diego, they haven't been quite as bad as some people were expecting. At the beginning of the year, some people were saying this is basically a glorified minor league team. They have been unprofitable. They've been a good team to bet against, just not massively. I think they're in the negative single digits in terms of ROI. But, yeah, against Colorado with these pitching matchups, I'm going to be looking to fade San Diego this week. All right, Mike Brenner, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again very soon.
Sure will, Pete. Make sure you stay tuned for the Periscopes and the Twitter feeds later on from Las Vegas, because you know what? We're the Odds Couple. We're coming to you, baby.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.